If you're a Sri Lankan cricket fan, you know the feeling, right? That frustration of watching the team's performance go up and down and just wondering, what is really going wrong? Well, today we're going to look beyond the pitch. We're digging deep to uncover these 7 huge structural cracks that are holding the entire system back. Let's get into it.
So first things first, let's start with the view from the stands. This is the perspective every fan knows, where the problem seems pretty simple.
And, the solution seems just as simple. From the outside, the issue looks totally straightforward. Poor performance on the field. So what's the logical reaction? Change the players, get a new coaching staff, fire the selectors? It seems like the obvious fix. But that's just treating the symptom. The real disease is a broken, immature system that's wasting the country's incredible talent and resources.
So you have to ask, right? Is this the whole story? Are we just putting a Band-Aid on the symptoms while the real problem festers underneath?
Okay, let's pull back the curtain. If it's not just about the players, then what is the real culprit we should be unmasking here?
This slide just says it all, doesn't it? We're so conditioned to blame the players for their performance. But when you pull off that mask, you find the real villain, an incompetent, totally broken system. The results you see on the field, they're just a reflection of a much, much deeper issue.
To really get how we got here, we have to talk about how the game of cricket itself has completely changed, while Sri Lanka's system has kind of been stuck in a time warp. And this brings up the elephant in the room. I know what you're thinking. If the system is so bad, how in the world did Sri Lanka manage to win 2 World Cups? It's a totally fair question. And the answer isn't that the system was ever perfect. It's that the game itself is fundamentally different now. So let's break this down. Think about the time before 2006 as Cricket 1.0. This was an era of pure, raw talent. Players were basically part-timers, and even a shaky system could find success. But after 2006, everything changed. We entered Cricket 2.0. Big money poured in, the competition got way more intense, and things like strategic planning, data analysis, and full-time professionalism became absolutely essential. Other countries upgraded their systems for this new world, but Sri Lanka, we kind of missed the boat, and we're still stuck with the old software. Okay, now let's get to the real meat of it. We're going to break down, one by one, the 7 major structural cracks in the very foundation of Sri Lankan cricket. The first crack, this is a big one. It's all about access and opportunity. Just take a look at this map. These red dots show where Sri Lanka's test players have come from in the last 10 years. What do you see? They're all packed together in just a few areas, right? This isn't a map of talent, not at all. It's a map of opportunity. Huge parts of the country, especially the rural areas, are being completely overlooked. And that leads us right into crack number 2. There's a huge missing piece in how players are developed. So look at this diagram. You've got school and club cricket down here at the bottom, and then way up at the top, you have the national team. But what's in between? Nothing. There's this massive gap in the middle. There's no permanent professional middle layer, like a strong provincial system, to properly groom players for that huge leap. Sure, we get some temporary tournaments, but there's no year-round structure.
Right? The third crack is a major disconnect in how everything is run.
Okay, get this. School cricket, the entire foundation of the sport, all the way up to under-19s, is run by the Ministry of Education. But professional cricket? That's under the Ministry of Sports. These 2 critical systems are operating in their own little worlds, totally isolated from each other. It creates this fragmented, incredibly inefficient path for our best young players. Number 4 is a really serious power imbalance that funnels all the opportunity into one place. So what happens is a handful of powerful Colombo-based clubs basically run the whole show. This creates a system where if you're a talented kid from an outstation area, your only real shot at getting noticed is to pack up your entire life and move to the capital. Your talent shouldn't depend on your zip code.
5th on our list is a really weird structural problem. The lines are just completely blurred.
In pretty much every other major cricket nation, there's a very clear line between professional and amateur cricket. But in Sri Lanka, nope. They all compete together in the exact same club system. And what does that do? It waters down the overall quality of first-class cricket and seriously stunts the development of real professionals. Crack number 6 deals with solutions that, meant well, but just didn't work. Look, it's not like people haven't tried to fix things with provincial tournaments. They have, many times. But these initiatives are often impractical, They don't last long enough to make a real difference, and this is the key, they don't connect with each other. It's just a bunch of separate, disconnected efforts instead of one single, unified national plan. And finally, we get to the seventh crack, and this is the one that really holds all the others in place. This is the political reality of the whole thing. The same powerful group has been running the system for decades. Their influence is just baked into the entire structure, from the clubs that hold the voting power all the way to the very top. So any kind of real fundamental reform, it's almost impossible to get it through. So what's the end result of all these cracks? This slide just sums it up perfectly. The system is a leaky bucket. All the potential talent and all the money that gets poured into the top just drains away through these holes. It's a constant, massive waste of the two things you need most in any sport. So, after laying all that out, the big question is, where do we go from here? What's the path forward? This quote from the source material really gets to the core of the proposed solution. Just trying to patch up the old, broken system won't work, because the people in power will always resist it. The only real way forward is to build something entirely new, a structure that makes the old one completely irrelevant. And that leaves us with the final, massive question. With so much power locked into the old system, is it actually possible to build something new from scratch? Can a new structure finally break this decades-long cycle of waste and underperformance? Well, that remains the ultimate challenge.